Aecht Schlenkerla Rauch Bier Weizen.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Fucking hell, what a mouthful that was. Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I'm not talking to the sun. Look what the sun done to my nose. That is not a pisshead nose. That is a sunburnt nose. Or is it? Hang on a minute. Anyway, let's stop talking about my inability to sit in the sun for longer than 10 seconds and let's talk about this beer. This lot come from Bamberg in Germany, and they like burning their malt. No, that's not a euphemism, but they specialise in something called smoke beer, or Weißbier as it's called in German. The reason they do this is they use, I think it's oak, and they kiln their malt that they use in their beers, and they roast it so it gives it a unique flavour. Now I tried their Weizen and I've reviewed it on here, and it was definitely different. The best way to sort of describe it is I got my missus to try it, and she said it tastes like a smoky bacon bonfire, and that is a pretty good description of it. Say these are based in Bamberg, which is in Bavaria, and I think these are one of only 2 or 3 breweries in Germany that produce smoke beer. Now smoke beer is peculiar to Germany, you only sort of get it there, and it is an acquired taste. If you've not tasted it before, it will blow your mind. You won't taste anything like it before or after. So let's get on to the beer. Mr. Magoo, we'll put the bins on.
That's him! Magoo!
Fucking hell, I didn't realise how red my nose was. Jesus Christ, like fucking comic relief. What is this? It is a Schlenkerla, or it's brewed by Schlenkerla. It is a Weissbier, but it is a smoky Weissbier. And I have to say, I do like the label on this. It's very Teutonic, very Germanic. There it is. As I say, this is a Weizen. They do a Weizen, they do a Helles. I've reviewed the Helles as well. They don't smoke the malt for the Helles. They just mature it or lager it in the barrels that they use for doing this stuff and the Weizen. The Weizen, I think, is their flagship beer. I quite liked it. I can imagine a fair few people probably wouldn't like it. This is 5.2%, it's a 500ml bowl, and yeah, Schlenkerla. They're based underneath a cathedral in Bamberg, and they have not a tap room, but like a bar there. And they brew it and they bring it up from the cellar and serve it in the bar. I can only imagine it tastes absolutely amazing there. Must go there one day. Here is the cap. Now Schlenkerla gets its name from German slang. Now if you look at that fella, he is on a walking stick and he looks like he's got bandy legs. Schlenkerla is slang for somebody who's either drunk and playing wall pinball or is not too good on their feet. Now, I'm not going to cast aspersions at anyone that's drunk and played wall pinball because I've done it several times. Let's get the aroma out of the bowl. Again, that just smells like smoky bacon. Literally. You know, if you peeled back a packet of smoky bacon and had a sniff, two things would happen. One, people would think you're weird. Number two, you'd get exactly the same aroma as this stuff here. That's exactly what it smells like. Let's get it in the glass. Now this is a Weizen or wheat beer, so it's going in a wheat beer glass. And it actually looks like a dunkel. I don't think it is a dunkel though, because even though the malts have been roasted, they're not calling it a dunkel, or not calling it a dunkel Weissbier. It certainly looks the part, I will say that. The head is slightly darker than you would see on a Weizen, probably due to the roasted malt. It's just so uncanny. It smells smoky, it smells like bacon, and it actually smells quite nice. I mean, who the fuck does not like the smell of bacon? It's lovely. I could sit here sniffing this for hours, and yeah, I would be a weirdo, but what are we getting out of the glass? Oh, even more. Even more smoky bacon. Right. I am going to dive in. Cheers. Or Prost, as they say in Germany. Oh. Mmm. Oh, that smells and tastes so weird. Mmm. Let me see if I can get the rest of it in a glass, because I'd imagine there's a fair bit of sediment on that. Right, that's everything in the glass. I must say the head retention on that is absolutely superb. That looks like it's carved out of stone. It's like a French soufflé. First impression, again, the bacon. That's what it, if you can imagine liquid bacon without the salt. And bacon is sometimes, they cure it with like honey, or they add something sweet to it like maple syrup. The Americans use maple. Where this has got the the sweet banana in it, it's just making it taste even more like bacon. There's a slight bitterness on the back, which again is coming from the roasted malt, and it leaves it quite dry, like a dry mouthfeel to it. But the that bacon type flavour is coming from the malt, specifically the Bavarian malt. You do get that in Paulaner, that sort of bacony type aroma, but it's not as pronounced, and it's more pronounced in this because of the smoke. And I'm not sure about it actually. I love wheat beer. It's my favourite style, but this is a little bit different. It's like a wheat beer, and then it's not. Where you normally get the sweet banana and clove finish on a normal Weissbier or even a dunkel, on this you're getting a bitter back end from the smoke. Now if you can imagine this is a little bit of an extreme example, but Guinness gets its colour from the barley that's been roasted, and that roasting gives it a slightly burnt, bitter finish, and you're getting this big time in here. And I'm not sure about this. I love the Helles that they did. I love the Marzen that they did. I'm not sure this smoky style goes with the wheat beer. It's certainly got flavour, I'll give it that. It's got that smoky bitterness to it, but it's really throwing me because, you know, being a wheat beer, it looks like a wheat beer, it sort of feels like a wheat beer in the mouth, and you do get a little touch of the banana esters, but it's just dominated by the malt, and them smoky malts make it taste bacon-like. Mouthfeel is superb, I will say that. That's really nice, but it's quite heavy as well. Being a wheat beer, you know, wheat beers I tend to find are a little heavier on the stomach, and this is really heavy. And you know, you just got that long, lingering, smoky aftertaste on it as well. It's definitely different. So what's the verdict on this? Well, when I saw this, it's quite hard to get hold of. I got it from Beers of Europe, and every time I've been on there before, it's sold out, and I've been dying to try it. I had absolutely no idea what to expect. I knew it was going to be smoky, but the combination of the smoky and the banana aromas was intriguing me. Now that it's here, I think what's happened is the malt has just dominated this completely. It really has. And on these Bavarian malts, as I said, you do get that bacon type. That's the only way I can describe it, but that is what it tastes like. And where this has been smoked, it's just huge. And with that bitter back end on it, do you know what? I'm slightly disappointed, I have to say. I think if you're a fan of wheat beer, this is going to be the Marmite of wheat beer. You're either going to like it or you're going to hate it. Me, I'm sort of edging towards the not liking it. But saying that, as it warms up, the banana esters now are coming through a little bit more. This is really strange. Do you know what? I'm going to reserve judgment on this. I'm just going to let this calm down for a little bit, warm up a little bit, and see if there's any change in it. Right, I've given it a little time to warm up again, and yeah, I have to say, I'm a touch disappointed in that. Yeah, I do like wheat beer. I like everything about it. I like the Belgian stuff. I like the German stuff. I like any type of wheat beer, really, to be honest. The trouble is, with this, I think this is a bit too off the wall for me. I'm left with a cigarette ash type flavour in my mouth, and it's a bit too overpowering. Sorry, I don't think that's for me. I'm going to give that a 5 out of 10. I reckon I'll finish that, and that'll be it for me. I don't think I'll ever buy another one again. I could probably get through that, and if someone offered me one because there was nothing else to drink, I could probably drink it, but this definitely wouldn't be my first choice, so it's going to get a 5 out of 10. Sorry about that, Schlenkerla, but this is, I think the Marzen and the Helles especially was really nice. I gave that quite a high mark, but this stuff, no. Sorry. 5 out of 10, and I'm not going to recommend it. And remember, beer is working class champagne.